නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස ඒකායනෝ අයං භික්ඛවේ මග්ගු සත්තානං විසුද්ධියා සෝග පරිද්දවානං සමතික්කමාය දුක්ඛ දෝමනස්සාය අත්තංගමාය ඥායස්ස අධිගමාය නිබ්බානස්ස සච්චිකිරියාය යදිදං චත්තාරෝ සතිපට්ඨානාති. The most venerable Chief Bhante at Ottawa Buddhist Vihara and devotees of our Vihara, as usual, we meet today through the Zoom link every Wednesday evening to listen to Dhamma Desana, preaching of Dhamma. Today, we arrange this Dhamma Desana in order to offer merits for our departed relatives. This week and this Dhamma Desana were invited by Manori Nona and Noel Mahatma with their 3 children, Hasara and Chintaka, Ishara and Sakari, I think short name is Sak, both daughters and their husband, and Kevin Puta. They all together arranged this Dhamma Desana on this Wednesday. Especially, it is very clear, every occasion we invited for like this sermon for transfer merits for our departed relatives. Today also, purpose of this meritorious activity, Manori Nona wants to transfer merits for her beloved mother who passed away 2 years ago, Mother Leelavati. As well, she is willing to transfer merits for her father Yasaratna Costa, giving merits for him, and giving merits for her siblings who passed away in her family generation. Other departed relatives also today we are going to transfer merits. Not only that, Noel Vikramasinghe Mahatma also expect to give merits for his beloved mother R.D. Salinona and father Lionel Vikramasinghe. Actually, by this time, they have already given dana 1st of August. At that time, I could see both them had well organized almsgiving ceremony and also arranged and allowed to participant to join in that occasion, and they also had a chance to transfer merits for their own relatives, departed relatives. As a monk, on the way back temple with the chief Bhante, we discuss, actually we appreciate both your arrangement, well arrangement for you and for others, give opportunity to transfer merits for their departed relatives. Today, your next meritorious activity, Dhammadesana. I chose a topic about the meditation and for how individuals that fall under the 6 main character traits. But I recited very special and famous Pali stanza, begin with the very famous Sutta, Satipatthana Sutta. It means, Ekayano ayam bhikkhave maggu. On one occasion, the Blessed One said this to monks, this is the one and only path for purification of beings, for overcoming of sorrow and lamentation, for the disappearance of pain and grief, as well for the attainment of the high knowledge and for the realization of Nibbana. Namely, for establishment of mindfulness. When you heard this, meaning of this stanza, it seems it's really big topic. This is what the Buddha said that occasion. But today, I do not go to explain 4 foundations of mindfulness. Instead that, or prior to practice these 4 foundations of mindfulness, we should know exactly what's the meditation and for what I should practice meditation. So, today I will give a brief introduction of, remember, today I will give a brief introduction of meditation for individuals that fall under the 6 main character traits. 6 main character traits. The reason why I am going to give a Dhamma talk about this character traits and meditation, because worldwide have a trend to practice meditation, but many of them don't know which type of meditation is good for their character. So that's why today I am going to discuss, and I try to do my best for this topic. I think I will do sufficient fact for your understanding. I try to justify in this topic. Okay, let's see. There are two types of meditation. You know that are commonly used in Buddhism, called Samatha meditation and Vipassana meditation. The goal of the Samatha meditation is to suppress defilement, especially 5 hindrances. As you may know, according to Buddhism, the 5 hindrances are sense-based pleasures, ill will, laziness or drowsiness, restless and anxiety and uncertainty and doubtfulness. I do not go to give further details about the hindrances. In the Pali language, the effect of samatha meditation is described as such nivaranani samateti samato. This Pali terms, it has the effect of subsiding the nivarana factors, which creates a very unpleasant and unsatisfactory view of the world. Through the regular practice of samatha meditation, we are able to train our minds to manage these negative feelings and thoughts, to refocus our mind, to accept the various realities of life. It retrains the mind to focus on good deeds and good thoughts to live a more meaningful and happy life. The reality is that many people spend a lot of their time worrying and being unproductive in life. They spend much time feeling depressed and anxious for things that are very normal part of life. Such as aging. These are normal things. People spend a lot of time worrying about the grey hair or white hair. Sri Lankans can say white hair, that they are getting, and the wrinkles in their skin. They spend money thinking that they could reverse the aging process, but ultimately they will realize that they cannot change the path of nature, process of nature. We cannot change. Aging is very much a natural process of the body. It is beyond our control. The excessive preoccupation on the effect of the 5 hindrances stop people from enjoying their lives. They miss the positive aspect of their lives. Now let's talk a little about what the 5 hindrances are. If someone heard that first time, it would be a bit confused. So we will choose the first hindrance. The sense-based attachment or desires to explain in practical terms how the sense-based desires negatively affect your lives. How the sense-based desires negatively affect your lives. How do our senses, which allow us to experience the world around us, lead us to much unhappiness? For example, the eye, for example, captures all kind of things from our environment, both pleasant and unpleasant. If we observe something pleasant, we want to make it ours. We want to keep it. Once we get what we wanted, then after a while, it is not enough. We got bored of it. Then we want something different and more exciting. If we can't get it, then it brings us sadness and unhappiness. This is the unsatisfactory nature of our minds. how does samatha meditation help us overcome these hindrances and obstacles? What is samatha? What is samatha? It is to balance your negative ideas and positive ideas. Taking your negative thoughts and suppressing them temporarily and replacing them with positive thoughts or wholesome thoughts. In terms of the Buddha's teaching, there are 40 different types of techniques. There are 40 different types of techniques that you could use to avert these negative ideas and keep your mind on positive objects. 40 different types. First set we call Kasina meditation. First set, okay? Kasina meditation. In this set there are 10 types of Kasina meditation. The technique is to fix your mind on a simple object. The technique actually is made by using some materials, colors. For example, blue, red colors they use, or clay they can use made to this meditation object. There are 10 types of this type of meditation. Various colors or wind, sometimes they use fire to focus on the object and observe it. Second set of this 40, Asubha meditation, focusing and observing the 10 stages of a decomposing body. Third set, recollection and contemplation. Recollection and contemplation meditation. There are also 10 Anusati meditation, such as Buddha Anusati, Dhamma Anusati, Sangha Anusati, etc. There are 10 recollection meditation. Now, altogether 30 different type of techniques and meditation. Fourth collection is we call for Appamanya meditation in Pali term. Appamanya means where you reflect on boundless positive effect of spreading loving kindness. Loving kindness is one of them, and compassion, altruistic joy and equanimity. In the Pali verse says Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekha. For Brahma Vihara meditation, using these Brahma Vihara qualities to develop in your mind and slowly change in your mind. Next is for Ahara Patikula Sanya. What is the Satara Ahara Patikula Sanya? 4 ways of being mindful of the food a person consumes. Concentrating on the composition of the impermanent nature of it and the correct method to consume it. It is to eradicate the gluttony that we have developed towards food. Through this exercise, you also develop contact, perception and consciousness, which are nutrients for our mind. In Buddhism, explained like that. These are, now you know what type of food here mentioned. Next type is Chatu Dhatu Vavattana meditation. Chatu dhatu. Or we can say that dhatu manasikara. What is the meaning of that? Dhatu manasikara. 4 great elements. Meditation or mindful to great elements. Contemplate the way your body has been made from fire element, earth element, wind and water elements. What am I made of? If the answer is from a combination of 4 elements, then a person can understand that it is impermanent and not theirs. Not theirs. Last type of meditation is Satara Arutta. 4 observing the 4 type of infinite nature of the sky, space, or consciousness. And slowly in these 4 types also individuals can practice and slowly realizing the nothingness, even vijnana and others also as an impermanent and non-existent. All these 4 also are associated with wholesome thoughts. As you know, now there are more type of meditation. Now you can understand, you heard, there are more type of meditation than the Anapanasati meditation. But we heard before, Anapanasati is the most popular meditation among the worldwide people. But today you know there are more than 1 meditation. Samatha meditation, these all Samatha meditation help us bring our mind to one-pointedness or concentration. But it is not only for eternally, we cannot keep pointedness or concentration. For temporary period of time, this is ideal for who are beginners. I strongly recommend that you start meditation with an instructor. The reason that if you do this without experience instructor, then you this is the ideal for Samatha meditation help us bring our mind to one-pointedness, temporary period of time. This is ideal for who are beginners. I just stop because I have candle. I want to close it. This is ideal for who are beginners. I strongly recommend that you start meditation with an instructor. The reason is that if you do this without an experienced instructor, then you will go in the wrong direction. It also makes it easier for you. You have tour guide, metaphorically speaking. In order to be successful in this meditation, you must keep your focus on the primary object. Primary object, when secondary objects or other thoughts arise, you have to develop a talent to ignore the secondary thoughts and bring your minds to the primary object. Your meditation instructor can be very helpful in helping you select the best meditation object based on your personality. Based on your personality. The other important thing to remember is that this meditation object can be incorporated into our minds in three different ways. That's also we should know. The purpose of these is to bring the mind to one-pointedness, because our mind travels to many different directions at any given moment. However, when you focus on one of them, then it brings your mind to one-pointedness. You should develop a fondness towards meditation. First one is parikarma nimitta. I told you three different ways. First one is parikarma nimitta. Then you have to focus on your mind onto object of the meditation. For example, under the Kasin meditation, we use some color. I mentioned that before. There is one type of meditation, Nila Kasina meditation, focusing on blue color or blue color background surface. Second thing is, when you develop more experience on the primary object without looking at the object, First one is directly you have to look that object. Second one is without looking at the object. After you close your eyes, you can also see the object. We call that Udgaha Nimitta in the Pali terms. Udgaha Nimitta. Third method is, when you are able to concentrate on the object, your mind does not wander, it stays focused on the object. As a result, what happened to your hindrance then? When you focus on the object successfully, what happened to your hindrances? Hindrances don't arise. Your mind gets purified. You can compare it to a full moon that appears from a dark sky. You see your meditation object very clearly, scanning it and precisely and accurately seeing the object. Some people experience some light at this stage. I think you heard that some people saw some light. This is the way, if one practice, then they can see the light at this stage. That light is what we call Pratibhaga Nimitta. In the Pali terms, we name that Pratibhaga Nimitta. The light is sometimes people misunderstood. The light is misunderstood to be something else by experienced practitioners. Some think it is the nirvana. Some say, I saw Buddha, some radiance of Buddha. We heard some story. Anyway, now you know which stage they can see light. In Samatha Bhavana, there are the three meditation types in the bhavana world. First one is the parikarma meditation, a basic meditation, meditating on an object which I have mentioned before until you see light. Parikarma meditation is the basic meditation, meditating on an object until you see light. You should be honest with yourself as with all things in life. Upachara meditation is the second. When you meditate pratibhaga nimitta, subtle light comes, then there will be no hindrances in your mind. They will not be born. This allows you to take the mind towards jhana or absorption with determination and effort. This upachara bhavana meditation named as samadhi meditation. This is an improvement of the first meditation or parikarma meditation. Third one is chitta samadhi or arpana meditation. Third one, when you continue to develop the upachara bhavana meditation, the mind stays calm and permanently settles down. Samadhi or arpana meditation. Now you will have a problem. How can I find the object in meditation? How can I find the suitable object in meditation? Now let's discuss about that. According to the Buddha's teaching, there are different characters that are more prevalent in people. Different characters that are more prevalent in people. When you read various discourses, you will notice that Buddha taught these lessons based on the mental state of the learner. For example, Meghiya monk tries very hard to practice meditation to suppress his defilement. He had suffered from kama, vyapada, vihinsa. Kama means sensual desire. Vyapada means anger. Vihinsa, wanting to hurt others. These all are also defilement, klesha. He had succumbed to his hindrances. He became disenfranchised and went to see the Buddha. He was very overwhelmed with feelings of sensual desires. The Buddha, in return, advised him to practice Asubha meditation. Asubha meditation, which is foulness of the body. Asubha means foulness of the body. As well, he had ill will, anger at himself and others around him. Anger at himself and others around him. Then Buddha asked him to practice loving kindness meditation. His mind was also in the vitakka state, which means it was distracted and disarrayed. This is not the same vitakka state that is associated with jhana state. I know some devotees know What's the meaning of vitakka? If you have some knowledge about the Abhidhamma, then they know what is the vitakka. In Abhidhamma, in terms of the Abhidhamma teaching, vitakka is the one of thoughts which can occur, which goes with wholesome and unwholesome thought. There are 6 occasional thoughts in the Abhidhamma teaching. I do not go to explain further, but this is not the same vitakka state that's in the jhana state. This is an akusala chitta. This akusala chitta. So I don't want you to misunderstand this with the kusala chitta. In order to control it, the Buddha recommended that Bhante to practice, do Anapanasati Bhavana. He was also conceited. So, So the Buddha recommended that he conduct anicca sanya. Anicca sanya means contemplating of impermanence. As well, on another occasion, Buddha says monk Rahula that he must practice all of the 4 types of meditation. Brahma Vihara meditation, or loving kindness, compassion, altruistic joy and equanimity. Boundlessly, he has to practice this. In addition, foulness and mindfulness of the body, and also Anapanasati meditation according to he practiced the monk Rahula. According to the Maharahulovada Sutta, we can collect this all information. So even within the same person, depending on what type of mental defilements they are facing at any given occasion, they may have to choose a type of meditation that is appropriate for that particular condition. For example, during a loss of someone's employment, they may feel complete and utter despair. How will they pay rent and their basic needy things, etc.? In this particular situation, what type of meditation do you think this person should practice? When they are in the trouble, when you are in the trouble, what type of meditation I should practice? It is difficult to choose it yourself. Therefore, you should seek assistance from an experienced instructor about what could work for me, for you. Buddhism, in terms of the Buddhist teaching, next let's discuss about the characteristics, person, attitudes and characteristics. In Buddhism, identifies 6 types of people. How many people? 6 types of people, based on their attitudes and character traits. Now you can listen now. How Buddha say, ask, practice those people. In Buddhist teaching, we frequently discuss Raga character, Raga Charita, raga character or lust, greed. That's the first character. Second one is the dvesha character. Second character is dvesha character. Dosa character. Frequently get angry and irritable. Third is moha character, delusion. Fourth is the saddha, devotion or faith character. Buddhi character is the fifth one, intelligent. Vitakka character. Sixth one is the distracted character. This does not mean that this type of people have one characteristic only. Don't think like that. The intent is to describe the characteristic that is more dominant in them. There are individuals who are more driven by passion. Others may be more driven by anger or blind devotion, which makes a person more gullible. So, based on what defines you or what is more prominent in you, the type of meditation has to be carefully selected. Every meditation institution tries to educate their followers on how to reduce or suppress their defilement. Now you can understand that when you suppress something negative in ourselves, you can see how it makes us feel better. Suppress means that you temporarily push them aside by nature. You know that it will resurface, arise. As a result, it is important to find a teacher or meditation guide who is experienced in various methods of meditation, and also the location of the meditation center is important in this sense. It has to be in a location that is convenient for you and suitable for your basic needs. For example, if the meditation center is in an extremely hot country and you cannot tolerate that heat without having a heat stroke, then it is not the most suitable place. You will not accomplish your goal. It has to be this is an example, okay? It has to be a calm area and can meet your natural physical state. Your personality is important. Now you have to understand your personality is important for practice meditation. As well, the meditation object is important. Your teacher and their skills to guide you are important. And the location of the center is important. Now, let's focus on our mind. What is the interrelationship between the personality and the meditation object? First one, raga character. Raga, lust or passion, is more prominent. There are other synonyms such as greed, the deep attachment to person or materialistic things, that we call raga character. No matter how much they have, they are never satisfied. There is also jealousy, and most people cannot see. Their tactic is that they do everything very neatly and cleanly because they are more likely to attain perfection. When they put too much energy into this, then they get depressed and feel anxiety. They suffer. They need calmness. Therefore, they need to choose a suitable meditation object. When selecting their object, the purpose should be to teach him the change in nature of the universe. things don't stay the same. Things get older, things become unpleasant, fade away and eventually perish. The person has to see it for himself. He has to see it through his own investigation. When you focus on unpleasant things, ugly things, and on their impermanence, then it is less likely that you will want to get attached to these things. In this case, the 10 asubha, foulness, and kayagata sati, mindfulness of body, would be most helpful. At first, his mind will not like it, but over time, with the same object. I'm talking about the raga charita. Okay? Then raga charita. Your mind learns, raga charita's mind learns the nature of thing as it is. Then their mind eliminate their hard thoughts that arise from lust and passion. The sensual desires become suppressed and eliminated. Even sakkaya ditthi, what is the meaning of sakkaya ditthi? Self-interview, become less prominent. Then you learn yourself, this body is not yours. The things that are surrounding you are not yours. These are temporary and to be used temporarily. This may appear as psychological solution to our many problems that arise in our minds. A treatment of food for your mind. The walk-in meditation is more suitable for this kind of people. Walk-in meditation is most suitable meditation. But other 3 postures, sitting and recline, these postures also fine. But let's next focus on about the dosa charita, dvesa charita, dosa or dvesa, based on anger and hatred. If someone have much anger, hatred, how this person practice meditation? A person who frequently acts out of anger towards others is one we recognize as a dvesa character. This person's nature is that they frequently become angry or agitated over a small mistake. Have you met before like those people? Did you ask them to go to practice meditation? If you ask, they will get more and more angry. They cannot be friends with others for too long. In every act, they become easily agitated and fearful. Their character changes very often. They like rough food, even if they see a relatively insignificant and unpleasant things. Then this person is affected by it when others could simply ignore. They grasp it. Then the objective for a person like this is direct their mind to something pleasant. For individuals who are prone to anger, it is best to use the what type of meditation? Metta meditation, loving kindness meditation, karuna, compassion, mudita, altruistic joy, upekha, equanimity. Those kind of meditation are very good for this type of people. We call this Appamanya meditation, boundlessly spreading love and kindness. In addition, they should focus on colors that I mentioned about the Kasina meditation object. When you use this technique, the related defilement of anger becomes suppressed. Anger becomes suppressed. Only during meditation, but only during meditation will this disappear. Once the meditation is done, their regular characteristics will reappear. When you hear that, why they practice meditation? If it is reappear, answer will come soon. You can hear. The suitable posture for this individual is the lying down posture. If someone very much anger, you can practice walking meditation, sitting meditation, but remember to spend much more time lying down posture and practice loving kindness, compassion, altruistic joy. This type of meditation you can practice. Next character is the Moha Charita. In Sinhala people say this is Moda Charita. When you heard this one, it seems little bit negative and very unpleasant word. If someone has Moha character, is someone who makes unwise choice because their thoughts and actions are strictly based on either raga or dvesha. If their primary basis for their action on either one of these negative characteristics, then they are considered to be ignorant. The word moha is naturally translated as foolish, but it is simply not that. Not that. They make wrong choices. Here mentioned moha characteristics, they make wrong choices. Restlessness and drowsiness is high in this character. Vichikicha, that I mentioned before, which means doubt, is highly prevalent in these individuals. Cannot understand deep Dhamma factors. They get deceived easily. They only realize the good and bad things based on what others say. Now you can understand what's the meaning of moha character. Even if they know they are doing something wrong, they don't want to accept or acknowledge it. They simply ignore it. Another characteristic of this type of person is that they have trouble expressing. They have trouble expressing themselves. They cannot maintain a regular posture because they are constantly distracted. They are not organized in their daily activities. For someone like this, it is better to use open area meditation where there is plenty of light. Walking meditation is the primary choice. He or she has to use all posture. This person procrastinates most thing in life. Procrastinates most thing in life. Anapanasati meditation, Kasina meditation are better suited for them. However, the object has to be greater than in others. Then you can ask why, you can think why it is to be greater than in others. Next character is Shraddha. Shraddha character, devotion or faith. He or she is very generous. like to see and meet people. Shraddha character, he or she like to, she's very much generous, like to see and meet people who are higher than they are, like to listen to Bana, Dhammadesana, preaching Dhamma, and happy mode, we can see this Shraddha character, and clean. They are clean people. Sometimes you will see some characteristics that are in the Raga character reflected in this person. Raga character also reflected in this person. For these people, it is easy to understand between the good and bad things in life. So, these type of people should engage in more anusat, reflection meditation, in which they will have an opportunity to contemplate. There are two types of Shraddha characters. If I didn't say about that, you will misunderstand. So, first Shraddha character is Amolika Shraddha, blind faith or devotion. Second one is Akaravati Shraddha, faith with the ability to inquire and decipher what they hear. They don't accept everything that they hear. They are intellectually able to realize whether what they are hearing makes sense. Then they will accept and incorporate it into their lives. For Amolika Shraddha, people should use Anapanasati meditation, Kasina Bhavana, and a reflection meditation, Anusati meditation, like Buddha Anusati, Dhamma Anusati. They will work best. Akaravati Shraddha people should practice Anusati meditation. Should practice Anusati meditation and so on. No need to practice Anapanasati. That's the different Shraddha, two types of Shraddha Charita. Next is the Buddhi Charita. Buddhi Charita, or intellectual characters. This means their minds operate at a very rational and intellectual capacity. They associate with good friends, with compatible and genuinely good people. They operate from an intellectual point of view. They can understand deep conceptual thought after they have fully investigated and inquired. Everything has to make sense and intellectually. Everything they do is well planned, well managed. Wisdom is the primary guide and what they try to improve with concerted effort. Even though intellect is their more prominent character trait, they still have raga, shraddha, and sometimes qualities of mohaya sometimes will occur slightly. For these type of individuals should reflect death, marananusati bhavana, and upasamanusati bhavana would work best. Then what's the meaning upasamanusati bhavana? It is easier for them to engage in meditation at a nirvana because they have a strong ability to conduct the four types of nutrition or food related bhavana. Like this deep topic they can understand. That is the meaning of upasamanusati bhavana. They can easily practice for nutrition or food related bhavana. As well they can meditate on Chaturdhatu I mentioned before, meditation, meaning of 4 great elements, they can practice like those meditation object, having with like those meditation object for the Buddhi Charita. Last character, next character is Vitakka Charita. I want to emphasize that the meaning of Vitakka when discussing jhana is not applied in this circumstance. Vitakka quality could exist in the wholesome mind and in the unwholesome mind. For those who are developing jhana, they have this as a kusala thought. In this section, we are talking about the akusala thoughts. This person we can name as a talkative character, other name. I put this name in English translation. I didn't find from anywhere. According to the meaning, Vitakka Charita, I had talkative character. This person is very talkative. That's why I put this name. Like to live in groups. Then you know, if someone like to live in groups, for what? Think about deep thoughts. They frequently change their mind and ideas. They cannot concentrate on one aspect. Looks like a moha person too. There are some similarities with moha person. A person like this would be better served in a lonely cave or Vanagata area in the forest for the practice meditation. And Anapanasati meditation and some Hasina meditation are best for them, and give a small object, meditation object to practice meditation. Their attention span is limited as such. One should start with a smaller time span, and as they improve, then increase the time frames. Now that I have explained these different characters and what is suitable for them, do you understand why I said it is important to have an experienced teacher or guide? I think I gave sufficient fact to understand this question. You can see that if you are a novice who does not realize these factors, then you would not know which method would work best for you and where you should meditate. If the conditions are not right, then two things can happen. Firstly, you will notice it is not working for you and give up, or you may continue to meditate without ever achieving the goal you wanted. The most important thing is to focus on your moral life before starting to practice, or as usual, you need to develop sila or morality. Now I would like to give you an explanation of the world-renowned meditation called Vipassana. I gave a long explanation about the Samatha meditation. Now I am going to talk about what is Vipassana Bhavana. What is Vipassana Bhavana? After developing experience as a Samatha practitioner and learning to suppress negative qualities, you will develop a desire to permanently give up these qualities through the Vidarshana meditation or Vipassana meditation. You will bring your focus to how the 5 aggregates contribute to your attachment and grasping of the world. Then you develop the tools to see the impermanent nature of these thoughts of attachment and the nature of the universe by seeing them as anicca, dukkha and anatta. Then you develop your wisdom You will have a good conscious mind, able to thoroughly investigate and scan natural phenomena. Some people may see the mind and matter as male and female, which are opposites. Life and nature are permanently lasting. Conventionally, this is true. In Buddhism, it is called Sankhata Dhamma. However, in Vipassana meditation, you will see absolute truth, which is things as they are, changing and impermanent. You will realize. After a person had developed sufficient experience in samatha, they can proceed to Vipassana meditation. A Vipassana meditator can start without an object, but they will at some point need the tactics of the samatha meditation to achieve the one-pointedness, concentration of the mind. For others, vidarshana and samatha methods can be used interchangeably. When you are practicing the vidarshana meditation, perhaps you will develop upaklesha. What is the upaklesha? Your mind changes. The mind can be manipulated with wrong ideas by seeing light as obtaining, because upaklesha look like a friendly, sometimes like generous. It's appear like a generosity. It's your generosity or compassion. Like that way, hiding way. Some unwholesome thoughts will occur. We call those thoughts upaklesha thoughts. By seeing light as obtaining jhana or nirvana, then you will think like that. After consulting your teacher, if you have some experience about the meditation, samatha meditation, vidarshana meditation, actually you should inform your teacher. All details you have to discuss with your instructor, kammatthana chari, with kammatthana chari. You can become free from it and continue to develop your mind and mindfulness. As you can see, that you will have to choose an appropriate teacher, location, and the type of meditation in order to be successful. If you understand this, then you can lead a more meaningful and content life. You are not going to experience anxiety, depression, or mind obstacles that come your way. That's it. Today I explained in English. I think I have spent more than 1 hour. So I suppose I do not need to give a singular explanation. So I would like to write out my Dhammadesana. And as usual, let's all together have a responsibility to transfer merits, departed relatives, especially our sponsors' family, and we have to transfer merits for all devas and beings. So, shall we do that together today? I bless you all. In this life, may you all realize Dhamma as much as you can, and may you all attain Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Akasattha ca bhummattha devanaga mahittika पुण्यन्तं अनुमोदित्वा चिरं रक्षन्तु लोकशासनम् आकाशट्टा च बुम्मट्टा देवानागा महित्तिका पुण्यन्तं अनुमोदित्वा चिरं रक्षन्तु देशनम् आकाशट्टा च बुम्मट्टा देवानागा महित्तिका पुण्यन्तं अनुमोदित्वा चिरं रक्षन्तु लोकशासनम्। साधु साधु साधु।